oh my gosh, I worked so hard.
What if I told you that one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, Tyler Perry, has just pulled the plug on Meghan Markle's next big project? And it's not just about creative differences or scheduling conflicts. No, it's something much, much darker. There's a pause. The music rises, tension building. We're talking about a deal that promised Meghan a comeback, that could have rewritten her entire Hollywood legacy. And now, it's gone, canceled, not postponed, not...
Meghan Markle, she may have stepped down from royal duties more than 5 years ago, but she keeps taking aim at the monarchy. The Duchess of Sussex has made reportedly at least half a dozen swipes at the royal family this year, and it's only June.
She spreads her legs, she hikes her dress, she circles her genitals.
Delayed, erased. Let that sink in. This isn't some behind-the-scenes shuffle. This is a Hollywood takedowns, swift, cold, and utterly ruthless. But the biggest shock? Why Tyler Perry did it. Because this decision wasn't made lightly. In fact, it came only after one of the most explosive scandals to hit Meghan Markle's Camp 1 that insiders say left even Perry disgusted, blindsided, and betrayed. Cut to montage. Flashbacks of Meghan and Harry at events. A red carpet with Tyler Perry. A dimly lit room with TMZ headlines floating across the screen. Narrator quieter, more intimate. She left the royal family for freedom, for control, for the chance to write her own story. But now, that story is starting to unravel not just in the tabloids. Tyler Perry was supposed to be her Hollywood shield. It's her second act, her friend, and now he's walked away. It's what really happened. It's what could be so damaging. So secret that it made Tyler, who once offered Meghan and Harry his home as sanctuary, pull the plug on everything. Did Meghan betray his trust? Did a buried secret resurface? Or did Tyler discover something even he couldn't ignore? Something that could destroy more than just Meghan's Hollywood future. The whispers are turning into screams. Hollywood. Insiders are talking. Royal commentators are stunned. And the public, outraged. Because what's surfacing now is more than just gossip. It's a pattern. It's a long trail of manipulation, broken deals, and a carefully crafted public image that may finally be cracking under the weight of truth and the fallout. It's just beginning. Imagine this. You've spent months, maybe years, crafting your comeback, aligning yourself with a global icon like Tyler Perry, only for it to crumble. Overnight, not because of a bad performance, not because of box office, numbers, but because of something hidden.
As ever, her new company, the very first thing she said was, look, when I had the TIG, which was her previous lifestyle website, I loved cooking and I loved gardening and being a hostess, and that she basically said I had to keep my light under a bushel at this time because of the royal family. Then we get her show, her Netflix show.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, you're right. This is to do with the Royal Foundation. This is like an umbrella organisation where last February, we saw the first annual meeting. It was dubbed the Fab Four because for the first time we had Harry and Meghan on stage, Kate and William on stage.
Something that's now out in the open. Narrator building intensity. This isn't just the end of a deal. It could be the beginning of Meghan Markle's total unraveling. Tyler Perry has never publicly backed out of a deal like this, especially not with someone he once protected from the storm. So when even he walks away, you have to ask, what did he see? What was so unforgivable? The music pauses for a beat, silence. Then, narrator calm, cold. And if you think this is just about Meghan, think again, because what's been exposed could send shockwaves through Hollywood's most powerful circles. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is a story of betrayal, secrets, and the brutal cost of crossing the wrong people in Tinseltown. And it all starts with one man saying, enough. It started with a whisper, and then the whole house came crashing down. Just days before Tyler Perry announced the abrupt cancellation of Meghan's upcoming project. A series of confidential emails were leaked to the press and
her creativity being stunted. She says that when, she first, and, as a result of the royal family, she says that when she became a mum, she would have thought that she'd be able to have a baby on her hip and give speeches, but then, the whole drama and the pain and everything that was caused by being part of the royal family.
Before we even get to the main event.
When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Oh, shut up. What do you mean the stakes are this high? Who do you think you are? Other than a latte-munching imbecile.
What they revealed wasn't just inconvenient. It was damning, according to multiple insiders. The emails contained private correspondence between Meghan's team and high-level executives, exposing not only manipulative negotiations, but alleged backdoor demands, image control efforts, and even veiled threats toward those who dared to question her authority. But the most shocking detail? Tyler Perry was never supposed to see those emails. And once he did, everything changed. Narrator coldly. They say in Hollywood, loyalty is currency. And when that currency runs dry, deals vanish. Just like that. In one of the leaked emails, a top-level assistant to Meghan allegedly referred to Tyler's production team as completely replaceable, calling the collaboration a temporary arrangement until we find a more prestige-aligned expectation. Backer. Imagine that. A man who opened his home to Meghan and Harry during their most vulnerable moments, being labeled disposable behind his back. Cut to dramatic reenactment. An actor portraying a stunned Tyler Perry reading through the emails. His hand trembles, his jaw clenches. A heavy silence fills the room. Narrator with quiet rage. Betrayal doesn't always come with a knife. Sometimes it's a forwarded message. And it wasn't just Perry who was.
As a silent wallet. He cut off communication completely. That's right, Tyler Perry, the man who gave them a roof when no one else would, has officially walked away. And from the tone of his message, he won't be coming back. One of the most jaw-dropping moments in Perry's speech came when he revealed that Meghan tried.
It's about an hour-long cab ride. Never seen his grandchildren. This show is packed with the kind of spurious claims and hypocrisy that have become the Sussex signature. We learned they began making videos about their heroic journey 6 months before their Netflix deal was even announced, and right at the start of a pandemic that was killing.
Blindsided. Other Hollywood power players allegedly tied to Meghan's next project began distancing themselves immediately. Phone calls stopped being returned. Scheduled meetings disappeared from calendars. In mere hours, what was once hailed as Meghan's triumphant return was in freefall. But here's where the story gets darker. One of the leaked documents referenced continued ties to royal adjacent funding sources, implying that Meghan may have still been benefiting from UK-based trusts, stipends, or donations long after stepping back from royal life. Let that sink in. Narrator accusing tone for someone who left the monarchy to forge an independent identity. This raises one brutal question. Was Meghan Markle ever truly done with the palace? Or was she just repackaging royalty into something Hollywood could buy? The internet exploded. Social media platforms went nuclear with trending hashtags like #MeghanExposed, #PerryPullsOut, and #RoyalFraud. Commentators called it a betrayal of trust, both from the royal institution she abandoned and the industry that tried to give her a second chance. Narrator dramatic and sharp. What Tyler Perry saw wasn't just a red flag. It was a wildfire. And in Hollywood, when the smoke starts, everyone runs before the flames touch their legacy. Now, Meghan wasn't just dealing with a scrapped deal. She was facing a credibility crisis of royal proportions. And through it all, one thing became painfully clear. This scandal wasn't some tabloid rumor. It was a digital trail of betrayal, now fully out in the open. And yet, while the world began turning against her, Meghan's camp remained disturbingly silent. No denial, no apology, just silence. Narrator quiet, almost whispering. Because behind the scenes, chaos was brewing. Phones ringing off the hook, legal teams scrambling, staffers reportedly quitting in droves, PR agencies demanding answers, and at the center of it all, a woman watching her carefully crafted empire begin to slip through her fingers. But what did Meghan say when she finally learned about the leak? What happened in those first moments alone in that room? As the betrayal became,
We'll see King Charles do this because I don't think that he likes the fact that he's been accused of racism towards his grandchildren.
Wanting to exploit their royal titles, I think it stinks. And I think what King Charles should do, he should just strip them of the titles.
The only thing HRH stands for in association with Meghan Markle is her ruthless homewreckerness.
real, the moment the leak went public, everything changed. There were no warning signs, no time to breathe. Just silence, followed by absolute chaos. Sources close to the situation say Meghan received the news early in the morning. Not from her team, not from Tyler Perry himself, but through a notification on her phone. A viral headline flashing across the screen. Tyler Perry cancels Meghan's deal after bombshell emails surface. Narrator tense. Imagine finding out you've just lost your biggest Hollywood backer. Not from your agent, not from your lawyers, but from a stranger on Twitter. Inside that Beverly Hills office, the mood shifted from stunned disbelief to a loud panic. Phones started ringing nonstop. Her team was scrambling to confirm what had happened. There were emergency Zoom calls, hushed meetings behind closed doors, and frantic messages sent to lawyers across 3 time zones, but nothing could erase what had already been exposed. Narrator with emotional depth. This wasn't just a PR crisis. This was personal. For Meghan, who had spent years building a brand of strength, independence, and grace, the betrayal felt like a punch to the gut. Her closest allies were questioning their loyalty. Sponsors began pulling out. A-list celebrities who once supported her went quiet. Eerily quiet. According to insiders, her reaction wasn't anger. It was fear. Not just fear of public backlash, but fear of losing everything she had fought for since leaving the royal family. Narrator quiet, almost whispering. She turned to her team and asked, "How bad is it?" The answer? It's worse than we imagined. And then came the legal meetings. Within hours, Meghan's lawyers were drafting cease and desist letters, trying to suppress the leaked emails and block media outlets from publishing more. But it was too late. Screenshots had gone viral. Reddit threads were exploding. Journalists had already archived the files. The story had a life of its own. One insider described the atmosphere inside Meghan's inner circle as toxic, paranoid, and frantic. Multiple staffers reportedly threatened to walk. Others demanded contracts be reviewed. Everyone wanted to know who leaked the...
Well, good evening from London. Welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Today, Harry and Meghan torched what little was left of their relationship with the royal family and what little was left, frankly, of their own reputations. Last week was mostly sickish. Old revelations with a new twist. As it turns out, we've apparently been wrong all along. Britain is a nasty, racist hellhole where only magnificent Meghan stood up to all this. And
There's a real delight in being able to be a present parent. And it's a luxury sometimes because we all have to work. We all have a lot of stuff to do. But when you can take a minute to just...
Saturday morning.
Press or by Perry's team, but allegedly by a former staffer tied to Meghan's foundation. The lawsuit accuses her of fraudulent misrepresentation, workplace hostility, and abuse of influence. The leaked emails, the complaint claims are just the tip of the iceberg. Narrator, heavy, slow. Suddenly, it wasn't just a scandal. It was a legal minefield. A potential courtroom showdown that could expose everything Meghan worked so hard to hide. Inside Meghan's camp, panic turned to strategy. Lawyers advised her to stay silent. PR teams suggested she issue a vague statement about misunderstanding, but Meghan reportedly furious. Isolated, betrayed, and torn between fighting back or walking away for good. Her mother, Doria, was seen arriving at Meghan's estate, an emotional visit, sources say, filled with tears and desperate conversations. And Harry. Rumors swirled that the couple fought over how to handle the backlash, with Harry pleading for a quieter route, while Meghan refused to back down. Narrator low, suspenseful. The question now isn't if she survives. What'd she do next? Because behind the glamour, the headlines, and the palace walls, Meghan Markle stands at a crossroads. If she speaks, she risks inflaming the legal firestorm. If she stays silent, the world writes its own narrative. And if she dares to fight back, she may bring everything and everyone down with her. Tyler Perry has moved on. Hollywood is watching. The public is ruthless. Narrator, cliffhanger delivery. So what happens now? Will Meghan finally break her silence? Will this lawsuit expose everything? Or is this the moment? The Duchess disappears forever. We don't know the answer. But one thing's certain, this is far from over.